So this is our pantry. We're in the process of redoing it. It's about 5.5, 6 feet each way. It's not a real big room, but it was built as a pantry. Even to the point that this vent down here actually goes under the house, does not hook up to the central heating. It just is an open hole underneath the house, which is pretty much sealed off. So the temperature that you would have in like a root cellar is coming up in there. And then we control it with this high-tech bag of dog food to determine how much air we want to come in. Anyhow, we've taken out already 3 of this size totes of things off of these shelves, including all of this stuff here, all of these things here that was up on there. So as I'm sure you can see, and even you can see on the floor here, that there's so much stuff in our pantry that we just don't have any room to be effective and efficient in here. So we're going to rip all this out. I'm taking the wood shelves out, going to patch the holes and then repaint the whole thing white. Just give it a fresh coat of paint so it's nice and pretty. White, you know, so you have good light in here. And then I bought metal shelves that should actually fill this side all the way to the back, and from the back all the way to here. And these are tall shelves, big shelves. And the reason I went metal was because I may change my mind in 2 years and want to readjust the heights. And if I buy wood, then build my own, that's a pain in the butt to have to change the spacing on the shelves 2 years down the road. So anyhow, we'll give you another view here after we get some of this cleaned out. Right now we're concentrating on getting these 3 shelves out and getting those holes patched and everything. And then everything else has to come out so we can paint it and then put it all back in. And we'll show you some more along the way. See you in a bit. So we made a little progress here. Got those 3 shelves off the wall. Of course, I poked a few holes in the process here, like here. But I got some mud, putty knife. I'm sure I can make it look okay. I had to go through there and clean all these off. Those are really rough from where they had painted it and the shelves, and it left a gap there. But anyhow, we're making progress. We're getting there. See you in a bit. So now, this is pretty much the results of the first day. I got top shelf cleaned off and everything, knocked all the cobwebs off and everything. And I've done some mudding, and that's going to have to all dry. Tomorrow I'll sand it and put second coat on, get all that cleared off. But as in most DIY projects, we did run into a snag. The shelves I bought won't go under this shelf, which I really wanted to leave that shelf because it's only a half depth, so it's really kind of handy. But when I ordered these, it gave a height, but they come with wheels, and like a fool, I assumed that that was with the wheels, but apparently not. So what I've done is I went out and I tried one, and I can actually cut them right there on that line. They're really thin tube here. Here, I can show you here. I don't know if you can tell that or not there. It's pretty thin. So I just cut them with a hacksaw. They cut them really easy, cleaning up the ends. But that'll be the first snag. You always got to have some sort of an issue when you do DIY, I think. Anyhow, so we're going to leave it, let the mud dry. I'm going to go cut some more of these here because I got 2 shelf units going in. So I got to cut at least, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I'll probably cut them all just so they'll be even. I'll see you later. So, just put the second coat of mud on there where those shelves were and all the holes there. As soon as that dries, I'll sand that down, and I think we'll be ready to start painting. And we'll be back when we get there. Alrighty. Again, I said it. Anyhow, this is the first coat. You can see we're going to have to have a second coat there. I'm only painting back to here because of this. Once I get that painted, I'll put in the cupboards, the shelving for back here, move this stuff over on the shelving, and then I'll pull these shelves out. And I'm making you sick here, and then we'll get back in here and paint this. I'm sure this will be a real thrill to get back in there and paint that, but whatever, we'll get her done one way or another. Even if I have to move this out a little bit. And we'll be back in a while. Yeah, that probably looks a bit of a tight spot there to you, and it is. But it's going to give us an enormous amount of shelving space for our canned goods. Interesting that I bought both of these from the same people, same manufacturer and everything, but they don't line up the same. See, they're even on the bottom, and as they go up, they get slightly farther and farther apart. So by the time we get to the top here, you know, it's not just one, every single one. So, I don't know. As far as their quality and stuff, it's so far it looks good. We'll see. As we're getting ready to move all this canning stuff over to here, and you can see I had to do a bit of modifications. One of these legs, see, I had to take a bit off of this leg to get it to go underneath here. And these are the poor souls of hacksaws that gave their lives, these hacksaw blades, so that our shelves would set up straight. Anyhow, so there it is. We'll start getting it moved and see if we can get it all in here. Be back in a bit. So it was the next day, and I've come in here and pulled out that shelf, and I painted all up in there. Needless to say, that was a little tricky in amongst that behind the hot water tank there, but actually I've managed to use a real small roller. Actually went pretty good. So yeah, as you can see, we've started getting some of the canned goods back in here, and we'll probably give you one more shot when it's pretty much done. Everything's back in. See you then. Well, there it is. Got all the shelves in, back in, the painting done. Definitely a lot more organized. Of course, I could have just reorganized what we had, but you can see here we have quite a bit of open spaces still that we can utilize. And I've got some shelves I'm going to be building, and I'll be able to put up all my herbs and spices on those shelves. So that'll free up even more. So there you go. That is our pantry remake. And this is what it is. So I'm very pleased with the results. I think it'll definitely make a lot nicer organization, which we're not real great at apparently. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a lot of luck with your pantry and getting it done up. I did buy these shelves on Amazon, and that was my only real big expense here. I had the paint left over from another job. So anyhow, y'all have a nice day.